Do you have a friend that's gone radio silent on you, who's ghosted you, who's just kind of disappeared and is not responding? Like, there are few things worse than that. I have been in that boat. It hurts so bad. Or a friend who is responding, but the response is basically, I don't want to talk about it, we're done, it's over. And it just feels like something's just kind of gotten cut off and you're left being like, what just happened? How do I fix this? And it's a horrible, horrible feeling. I feel for you. I'm doing a series right now on friendship fights. There's a previous episode on 3 ways to kind of help us express ourselves and name the problem and have those the ways to kind of hopefully repair the relationship. And so hopefully some of these other previous videos in the series will help you give some strategies to how you can possibly show up in these situations. But sometimes we just don't even have the chance to have those conversations. We're just kind of left doing this one-way thing, trying to be like, hello, wait, what happened? And when I did a series on surviving a friendship breakup, I was heartbroken for all of us. I mean, we've all been in this situation, but just reading your beautiful, honest comments and how many of us are left feeling like we don't even know what we did wrong. How many people on that list of comments were like, my friend won't even talk to me. I can't even get them to respond. I keep texting and nothing. And there's so many of us out in this world that are left feeling just discarded, just kind of left behind, and like as though we're just there and we did something horrible apparently and we don't even know why, or maybe we know why and we're just not even given the chance to make amends. And we live in a world where we aren't really good collectively at knowing how to handle arguments or disagreements or hurt. We don't talk about forgiveness in our friendships very often. And so a lot of the people around us that we're engaging with, and ourselves have done this, we've done this too, but sometimes our friends are just like, you know what, I don't need this. And they don't have the skill set or the energy or the understanding that so much good can come from showing up and leaning in. And so it's hard for those of us on the other side that are like willing to, but the other person's not. So what to do? First, try to have so much compassion for them. I just have to remind myself, I know the feeling of just not wanting to deal with something. You know that feeling. Hopefully we end up stepping into it and saying, I may not want to, but I'm going to. I know it's the right thing, but we know the feeling. So we can have compassion in that space and say, I get it. I know. And maybe we know why we hurt, how we hurt them. Maybe we don't. But starting off with just compassion, it may not even have to be about us. Sometimes we take things so personally that aren't ours to take. Often this is a bigger reflection of what they have going on in their life, their narrative that they have. We all have a story. We have a lens that we look at life through. And we don't even know. We could have played into their story and done something that felt like betrayal to them. And it wasn't. We never intended that. But that may have been what it came across as. So first of all, just holding compassion for who they are, what they must be feeling, that they have to kind of protect themselves and cut out. And so that's always a good place to kind of start from. Move out of our defensiveness if possible and into compassion for them feeling like they're at their limit. And that never feels good on anybody. And then the big thing I guess I would want to say is we can't make them talk to us, obviously. This video isn't going to be like this golden bullet where you're just like, and do this, and they will just start talking to you. But here's 2 things that I would say in this situation that we can at least be open to doing. And one is recognize the value of time. Hopefully we reached out to them and maybe we're not hearing back from them in a timely manner. And maybe watch a previous video of what I referenced earlier on like the 3 different ways to repair a relationship, because that would give you some information about what a reach out could look like, right? So we're not talking about reaching out and telling them why you're mad at them. We're not talking about reaching out and like just being like, where are you? What's wrong? We're reaching out and just being like, hey, I noticed that we're distant. Did I hurt you? I noticed that I'm so sorry I did X. Like it depends on what you know, obviously, about what that reach out looks like. Do you need to apologize? Go back and watch the video on how we can actually how we can act when we've messed up with a friend. I talk about 4 different things there. So there's the previous videos that will be helpful to you, but basically you want to reach out in a way that leaves them feeling like you value them and the friendship. So you reach out, you don't hear anything. Maybe it's appropriate a week later, maybe it's appropriate 3 weeks later to like reach out again and to say, I just wanted to let you know I still really miss you. I still believe we can work through this. I'm willing to. Are you? And so maybe they've cooled off a little, and we're the ones who say we're willing to just kind of keep pursuing this. And we're not going to be needy. We're not going to be grabby. We're not going to be like, what's wrong with you? We're not going to come be like, we need everything. Let them trust their process, respect that. Let's show that we understand boundaries. Let's just be basically saying, I'm still here. And I still care about you, and I still believe we can maybe repair this and fix this if you're willing to talk about it. And maybe you have some intuition around what's pulling them back, that you can say, I know that conflict is really hard for everybody, and I care enough about you that if we're willing to come together, I think we have a lot in common. I think we can work this out. Maybe it's that I need to apologize to you better, and I'm so sorry. I know this is awkward. I know I hurt you. And are you willing to let me try to make amends and to repair this? And so maybe just there's a reach out of just, are you willing? Question mark, So giving some time, and maybe it's a matter of 3 months from now, you're having a party and you just want to send an invitation to them and say, hey, I know we haven't talked lately. I'm having a birthday party. Would love for you to be there. You're so welcome. And it's allowing them another way to come in without maybe they're not able to have the big conversation right now, but maybe they still want to engage in some other way, and it gives them a safer way to participate. So just be open. I guess it's just looking for timing and to say, we have to trust that person's process. Our job might be to just kind of say, I'm still here, and just kind of every once in a while, give them the invitation to engage and to participate. And our egos might get in the way and say, well, they don't deserve that, or well, if they don't mean enough to me if I don't mean enough to them to pay attention, then we have all these yada 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 stories. The truth of the matter is, this has nothing to do with who you are as a person. You actually are a healthy, strong, emotionally competent person who's able to say, I messed up. Apparently, I've hurt you somehow, and I'm so sorry, and I'm willing to keep engaging to help try to repair that in some way or another. So I think it's a really healthy way to show up in life and to not be needy. You're not attaching to one specific outcome that they have to do and live up to your expectations, but you're just saying, this relationship means something to me, and I'm willing to keep being here until you're ready, if you're ready. And that's probably the second point that I would just say, is realize that every interaction you have needs to be a bridge builder, not something that is cutting them out. And so there never needs to be a threat. There never needs to be if you don't respond to me by this time, then we're not friends anymore. We don't ever have to shut doors. I mean, it's okay if they're over there, it's okay for us to basically just say, hey, and kind of start our bridge a little bit and say, if you're ever willing and ever want to talk about this, I'm here. And anything we can do that messages that's the best we can really hope for, is maybe even to say, look, I don't want to keep bothering you. You clearly aren't wanting to talk to me. And so I just want you to know that I am so sorry. I don't actually even understand what I did maybe, or I do know what I did, and I'm so sorry. And I would love the opportunity to rebuild trust and to do this differently. If you're ever open to it, I'm here. And so hopefully our last communication with them is one that's basically is a bridge building, that 3 years from now, 2 months from now, next week, they could come and say, thank you for that. I'm willing to I want to do that. And so leave it in such a way. My goal is always to leave endings in such a way, even if we can't control the ending, even if it doesn't feel like good closure, even if they're not doing it the way we want them to do it, end in such a way that you can have dignity, that you said, I showed honor and respect to that person. I showed up, I was willing, and I practiced holding that space for somebody. I can't force them to come dance, but I invited them to dance. And my invitation is open. If they ever decide they want to dance in the future, then we can take it from there at that point. But I want to be somebody who knows that I'm not walking around burning bridges, hurting people in my wake, and just acting out of my own weakness, my own insecurities, my own pain, my own anger, and instead just being willing to say, hey, we hurt each other. They're doing the best they can. What can I do to it continues to communicate my respect to that person and value to the friendship that we had, and leaves an open door that, who knows, could be healed down the road. Not easy, I know. This is not the answer that you probably were seeking. I encourage you to watch all the other videos. There might be some secrets in there around how to actually engage and try to repair it. But if they're just not responding, the painful truth is we can't make them. All we can do is continue to be kind, continue to be open, continue to express our willingness and be available. And it's on them at that point to ever choose to respond or not. But I'm proud of you. It's hard, and you have to kind of grieve that and allow it to, realize that in some ways you've lost a friend for the moment, at least. And we can't cling. And what we don't want to do, final words, what we don't want to do is we don't want to like cling and be needy and just be pestering them all the time and like trying to get their attention. And neither do we want to put up walls and just like pretend you can't get to me and it didn't hurt me and that's it, I'm drawing the line. It doesn't have to be either or. It can just simply be like I'm willing, and it's the open hands, the willingness that just says open walls and I'm here when and if you're ready. That's the stance of maturity, in my opinion. So practice that. It's a good gift to give to yourself and to everyone else. We can't control everyone. All we can do is look and say, what kind of a person do I want to be through this situation? Blessings on you. So hard, but you've got this.